In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a folder to a course in Schoology. So I'm going to open up one of my courses. I think I'm going to open one that no students are in. It's one that I used last year. Here we go, a chemistry class that I used last year, but I don't have any students in right now, so that way when I start messing with it, it's not going to do anything. There's two ways you can add folders. You can click on Add Materials, and I can add a folder. I can choose what color the folder is. So if you organized your folders based on like tests, homework, quizzes, and you can make each of those folders a different color so they stand out to the students. I'm going to say this is Chapter 1, Matter. I can add a description if I want. I usually do not. I can also make the folder visible, hidden, available after the start date, or only during this date range. So when I create and I want it hidden, you'll notice that it will look kind of grayed out. So this is a hidden folder. It's visible to the teacher. The students will not be able to see this folder. So if you're getting a chapter ready for the future, you can use that feature to start organizing without the students being able to see it. If I add anything to that folder, it will all be hidden. Okay, I'm going to add another folder just to show you the other options. So I'm going to do a Chapter 2 folder. Let's say it's available after a start date. So I'm going to hit Create. Oh, available. I got to add my date. So here I can choose, like, let's say it's available starting December 14th. And I can even set a time. So let's say I just want it for that class period. I can set the time for that class period. But I'm going to hit Create. And now you'll see that it's hidden, but it will automatically become available to students after this time. On Monday the 14th at 12 a.m., students will be able to see it. So they're going to be able to see it before school starts because it's 12 a.m. The other way you can add a folder, because if you notice, the folders that you create using the Add Materials button always get added to the bottom of the list. So sometimes if you have several things, like 20 different folders or links or different things, it will add it to the bottom. But you can easily just drag and drop. So if I want to put it on the top, I can drag and drop it there. But if I want to add a folder right in between these, if you hover over the middle where you have a green dashed line with a little plus, and I click there, I get the same options that I did when I add materials. So I can add a folder right in the middle here, and let's say I want this to be Chapter 3, and I'm going to leave it blue. The other option for availability is available during a date range. So let's say you have a final project and you only want the students to have access to the folder for 2 days. So I can set that the folder will not open until December 14th. I'm going to put 8:05 because that's when our school starts. And then I'm going to say they cannot, after period on that Wednesday, the 16th, our period would be over at 8:50. So they have those 2 days, actually it'd be the 14th, 15th, and 16th, those 3 days, to access this folder, and then it would automatically become hidden at the end of that time. So that is where you have a date range, and you can add an ending date. So I'm going to create that, and it's going to show us those options too. So it says that it's available from the 12:14 to 12:16. It gives us the times instead of 12 a.m. And notice that it did add right in between the Chapter 1 and 2 folder where I included it. Let's say I want to add a folder inside of a folder. You can either open up the folder and you'll have Add Materials, or if you click this little arrow on the left-hand side, you can see this folder is empty, but if I hover underneath of it, I get that same green line. So I can click on here again, and I can add a folder inside the Chapter 3 folder without actually opening up the Chapter 3 folder. This can be a quick little, if you need to add just one little thing, it can be a lot quicker than opening up different folders to get there. So I'm going to even show you, let's say this is just a lab. I cannot change that it's hidden because the folder that it's in is hidden, so I cannot change that availability. But I'll show you how this can save time, because I can open this folder on the left. It's not actually opening it. I'm dropping it down. I can drop down this folder also. Instead of waiting for all of these folders to open, I can add another anything else inside that folder. So it's a little quicker. Okay, so now you have your course all set up and ready for students. How do I get this available to students now that everything has been hidden? An easy way is to come over here to the gear on the side of the folder, the settings button, and I want to click edit, and I come up with the same box, and I'm going to change my availability to visible, since this one I just set as hidden, and I can save those changes, and now it is now blue and available to students to see. These other two folders, since they have availability dates attached to them, they'll automatically become available at those dates. You can always go to edit though, change the date, or change just to visible so it's automatic, it's visible right now. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please let me know.